Hey guys, Greg from Georgia. Wanted to tell you about a full paint correction I did on a 2010 Nissan Murano with 90,000 miles, and I did it in 2.5 hours. So this video is going to be a tell you, not a show you. And three things that had to fall in place for this to get done so quickly is one, I had to have a crew of three, which I did, including myself. Two, didn't have time to stop and take video and pictures along the way. This is, in fact, the only after shot. Took on my phone. Actually, it was dark. Did some editing on this photo so that you could actually see the car, but pretty much the sun had set and it was dark. And three, have a white car, apparently. This was my first white paint correction I've done. So first, the wash. If you watched my other videos on car detailing, I did the normal wash where one, I foam cannon the car, two, rinse it, three, re-foam cannon the car, and then four, follow with a 4-pad wash, top, right, left, and then the dirty bottom parts with a specific pad. Did that, but what was unique about this wash is I also added a step with the Honeydew Snow Foam Auto Wash where I, heavy foam concentration. I did a last step where I just foamed the car to clay it. I'll talk about claying in a second, but I left the car wash step with a car full of thick suds. So for claying, this is again a 2010 Murano, garage kept in good condition, but never been paint corrected before. So I didn't want to contaminate my Adams clay with this car. So I had some leftover Mothers, some leftover Maguires, as you can see in this photo. The three of us, my crew of three, attacked the left, the right, and then the top all at the same time, using our own pieces of clay. And remember, I said back in the wash step, at this point the car is just covered in thick foam cannon of foam, and we really quickly clayed the car, attacked it with the soap that was on it. By the time we got to the other end, maybe there were some not quite foamy areas. I had a spray bottle with power shampoo and water mixture just to re-suds the area. So the goal here was just to use the foam as a lubricant and clay the entire car with a crew of three very quickly. Then on to the two-step paint correction. Use the Adams correcting polish with the orange pad as well as the Adams finishing polish with the white pad. I'm the only one of the crew of three who had experience with this, so I did full two-stage paint correction. The way I saved time here, I clearly did just a single panel at a time because the rest of the crew is going to follow me for the following steps. So I did the orange pad correcting polish, worked that material in, and I did not take the time to remove the orange residue. I simply put on the white pad and moved straight on to the finishing polish. No polish rags involved yet. And as you can see in this photo, my white pad is stained orange because of that. But this was one way to move from panel to panel more quickly, not coming back behind myself to remove the residue. Then on to the liquid paint sealant. The crew of two is now following me behind a panel at a time. So I polished the hood. I left it with the white finishing polish residue on the hood. Then this crew of two comes behind me, polishes off the white product, and then by hand applies the paint sealant using the hand applicator there. And then the other person in the crew of two comes behind the paint sealant applier and does the 2-rag paint sealant buff and polish using the double soft polish rags from Adams. So I knew I wanted to leave this car at least paint sealed because it was going to sit outside at college starting middle of this week for months. It's been garage kept until now. But what I didn't know is the crew of two doing the liquid paint seal behind me went up with a lot of idle time just waiting on the other person to do their part. So I grabbed the Americana wax and the wax applicator and said, hey, you guys between yourselves work out when to apply the wax right after the liquid paint sealant. And as you're following me panel to panel, because I'm the slow one in the group doing the two-stage polish, as they're waiting on me to go from panel to panel, they had enough time to not only do the liquid paint sealant, let it sit for a little bit and cure, but they also had time to then apply the Americana wax and remove it. Okay, summary. Again, 2010 Nissan Murano, 90,000 miles, garage kept, really good shape paint-wise, but had never been paint corrected or even probably waxed in his life, just washed probably through a car wash. Steps we took: we washed it, we clayed it, we two-stage polished it, we liquid paint sealed it, and we waxed it. All within 2.5 hours as the sun set on us. We're all with a crew of 3. I'm thrilled the way it came out. He knows from here not to take it through any washless car washes. That would immediately strip off the wax and paint sealant. It'll probably pretty much just sit dirty until it comes back for a hand wash, which I'm going to show them how to do next. Anyway, Greg from Georgia, thanks for watching this little recap of a full paint correction.